Hi everybody, welcome to Taste Tiny Worlds. I'm Taylor, and so thank you for your patience lately. I've been trying to deal with technical issues over here, and it turns out I think it's stemming from the fact that we were trying to use two cameras in our setup, and so I don't think that was working.
We gotta upgrade our internet, I think.
Yeah, we gotta. Brian, you can't see him, but he's here.
Yeah.
Was turning on my light there, sorry, but yeah. Yep, so today's stream is going to be pretty chill. I am working on my D&D Dragon Wormling. Super good times. I'm going to scoot my camera back here a little bit. I'm going to step away real fast and grab my my mini painter holder thing. I'll be right back. Hold on, Rena.
Hey guys, what's up? I'll jump in while she's grabbing things. I'm at this new trick I'm doing. Oh, it's new to me. Taking shavings of MDF bases and old MDF kits. This is a Death Ray Designs MDF kit. It's old sprues, and I'm breaking it up by hand into chunks like that. The idea is that when I prime it, paint it up, I can make it look like corroded, rusty chunks. Like this. I don't know if you can see that. You tell me if it's...
Oh, that looks nice.
No, on the screen, is it alright?
Yeah.
So does this look like refuse and debris and junk?
Just the detail work you were doing?
The what?
The detail work you were doing?
Yeah. I normally don't just build kits the way they're supposed to be done like this. This is basically two kits stacked. But since I was keeping it pretty stock, so to speak, I wanted to get crazy on the base and the detail.
And here he is. I think he's adorable. A little dragon wormling. Oh. Are you painting up your, whatchamacallums? You got your, Forge World guys?
Not yet. Might do that tonight. I have these, Habzone Minotaurum pieces I'm working on. And I'm basically putting the MDF and a few plastic pieces around the bases the way I did.
Oh. That's gonna be cool.
And look very junky.
Oh, so junky. Now these are pre-painted, so they're really good for contrast paints. They kind of come in a nice, like, grayish white color. Pre-primed, I should say, not pre-painted. I'm not actually a big fan of pre-painted miniatures.
Me either.
Like, primer is one thing, but when they're pre-painted, like, you're kind of at the mercy of that artist, so to speak.
What are your thoughts on the Hero Forge pre-painted?
I don't...
Like 3D painted miniatures.
So, I have two thoughts on that, which is, like, the first one, I get why you would like them. Like, say, if you're just trying to, like, get a nice looking miniature and you yourself are not artistic, but you want something that looks good, you know, and you put that kind of money into it, then sure, you know, like, I get that. Me personally, I don't like them that much.
Me either, yeah.
That's just because when I buy a miniature, it's not like they're badly painted or anything. When I buy a miniature, I prefer to paint it myself. You know what I mean?
That's to me that's the whole point. I don't like games that don't have miniatures, to be honest. Except some role-playing games, obviously.
This is why we're not huge, like, board gamers, so to speak.
took us a long time to embrace Flexbone Fortress, even.
It did.
Which is a fun fucking game.
But it actually has miniatures.
Yeah, but it really does play like Warhammer Quest or Hero Quest.
Oh, it's that's what it is. It's Warhammer Quest.
The moves just become second nature, and you just become like this party, like crawling around in a dungeon fighting shit.
That you do.
You gonna try playing that during the quarantine?
Oh God.
The great quarantine.
Sure. I feel like we'll try lots of things during the Great Quarantine.
We have Space Hulk. We could finally play that.
Oh Lord. We'll play this contract, whatever you keep talking about.
What is it? Oh, the Odenholler contract. It's a Warhammer Fantasy roleplay. It's the intro scenario to it.
Oh. I wanted to call it Baller's Contract, and I'm like, I know that's not what it's called.
Baller's contract.
Baller's Contract, yo. Balling out of control. We have not actually been quarantined yet, everybody. FYI.
It's coming. The world is gonna shut down. And everybody will be streaming on Twitch.
I never thought the end of the world would be this stupid. Really?
Yeah. Is Accelerator not still on?
No, I think he dipped out. Alright, so we've got most of that on there. Just need to do his tail and his wing over here.
Oh, show him the portable stuff you get.
Oh, where is it? Oh, yeah.
We got Forge Roll goodies for the quarantine.
Oh boy. I've got Kriya the Huntress here. And,
I was looking at our bank account the other day.
Willow Rosebark here. Well, we spent like $300 on groceries.
Well, like before that, I was like, why do we have $150 left? I'm like, oh, Forge Roll. But I really don't regret it at all.
How much was that?
It was 150 something.
Oh Lord. Baby.
I moved 100 over from my...
No, you're fine, you're fine. Look at it like quarantine supplies. It's like it's gonna be hard to get stuff delivered once all the shipping shuts down. And
You know what I'm actually worried about is glue and primer. I think we're good on everything else, but I can see that like, oh shit, we need...
You should go to Lowe's. Home Depot. I'm not going to Walmart.
Okay.
I don't care.
I was on Walmart's website looking for the online shopping thing from my parents earlier, right?
Yeah.
And they have like a notice about how they've hired extra people to come and clean at night.
I know, I saw
I don't
that.
believe you, Walmart.
How they've limited people to
I
buying
don't
like
believe you.
2 of everything.
I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah. They said supervisors are allowed to limit people to buying 2 of everything. Lowe's was limiting people. Lowe's Foods was limiting people to buying 2 of everything. It's because everybody's decided to be super greedy and go out and buy all the toilet paper and all the Clorox wipes. Like, if you felt the need to go out and buy all the toilet paper, you don't have coronavirus. You have, like, dysentery. Like, I really am kind of in disbelief that, like, it has gotten this stupid this quickly. Like, I guess I had too much faith in the human race that they weren't this blindingly stupid.
So what was it that made you decide to go to the grocery store? Because you were like against it before, and then like it.
The fact that people decided that based off what the CDC was telling them about all this coughing and everything, they decided to go out and buy all the goddamn toilet paper. My coworker was literally sitting there at work telling me how she went to Sam's Club and they were out of freaking toilet paper. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, that has nothing to do with any of the symptoms, and yet here people are, like, so, like, it's not with me so much that I'm afraid of coronavirus, it's just that other people are so, like, awful that we're all going to die. Like, we're all going to
Well,
kill
you
each
saw
other.
what happened at one time. There was the rush on gas stations here, which was like that. Kind of scared the crap out of me at how quickly society could shut down, turn in on itself.
The thing is, like, it's creating an issue that wasn't an issue.
But it doesn't change the fact that it's now an issue. You know what
I know, which is why I was like, let's go to the
So,
goddamn
like,
store.
Yeah, like you can say that like, oh, we're gonna contribute to the problem by going out and buying stuff, but you don't want to be on the receiving end when you can't get that stuff. You know what I mean? So
It's bullshit. People are so stupid.
for self-preservation, you have to like give into the hysteria, in my opinion.
It's so stupid, though. We shouldn't have to give in to the fucking hysteria because people should be more intelligent. Ah, shit. Not to mention, there's just a bunch of people who, like, have immuno diseases and shit, and, like, they actually need this stuff and they can't get it because people are out there like, I gotta buy all the Clorox wipes. You're over there dropping expensive bits.
No, that was actually a throwaway bit.
No. There. Alright, let's let him dry and start working on his underside. Yep, we're dropping frames again.
Uh-oh.
If you're watching, if the drop frames start getting real bad, say something. We will pull out.
Oh, shit.
What's wrong? Every day you're struggling.
On the struggle bus.
I've got my coworkers saying that now.
What?
Struggle bus. They talk about how they're driving the struggle bus. What are your top 3 quarantine projects?
Put it on the table over there. Probably this hab zone, that hab zone, and then the double derelict manufactorum over there.
At what point during our quarantine? We were not actually quarantined. But
You
at
keep
what,
saying that, but I mean that's what it feels like right now. Like the self-imposed quarantine for sure.
I mean, think about it. We're both very introverted, like,
Yeah, I'm fine.
you know.
I'm fine with this shit.
At what point do you think you're gonna start getting cabin fever?
I don't know. Are you gonna get cabin fever?
I don't know. I don't know though. I feel like over the
I
last,
think maybe in a week I would definitely start to kind of start crazy.
I don't mind right now though because like I feel like this past month, like everybody I know has been like kind of terrible a little bit. So I'm kind of okay, like hiding. Not everyone I know, but a bunch of people I know have been terrible. So I'm just like I'm just gonna self quarantine over here. Apparently, you can get reinfected though.
Creepy.
I honestly didn't think that was actually possible for you to like get reinfected with something you already had. Like all my
Well,
coworkers
this shit
all
was
the
also
time.
made in a lab, so.
Was
there's
it?
that. Yeah, in China.
Oh lord! So this is literally the plot to
Any fucking.
the Stand. This is what happens. Only in the Stand, it's America, and they release a super flu on the world, and it kills everybody. And there's like 2% of the population left, and they get in a fight with Satan over like the fate of everyone's souls, the remaining people's souls, because Stephen King, everybody. There's a pyromaniac who sells his soul to send it to Satan so he can better set things on fire. They start like hanging people and crucifying people because Stephen King, everybody.
I actually like that in The Mist, though.
The Mist is a good movie.
Movie. I don't know about the show. I haven't seen the show.
The show, from what I understand, and I literally like I turned it on once for 5 minutes and turned it back off. It's garbage.
Really? Why do you say that?
It's just bad.
Wasn't it like on ABC or something stupid?
All right, thank you, absolute. Alauto. Oh my God, Brian, help me! I'm so like I cannot read this. Alauto Lasan 83LU. Yes, thank you, thank you. And hey, Alex Stefan, I'm painting a D&D black dragon wormling or black wormling. It's a baby. Ooh, there he is. He's so cute. But yes, we are discussing the pros and cons of
The Mist.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, the show just got like everything I heard about it was really bad, and the story, which I don't want to spoil for anybody who is planning on watching it. I did not hear the best things about it. But yeah, whatchamacallit was supposed to be really good though. Castle Rock.
Yeah, they got Tim Robbins on it, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah, remember he was in the one season?
Oh no, I don't remember.
Doing
this.
his New England thing. I can't do that accent.
But no, you really can't. That was kind of painful to listen to.
That's why I stick to the story.
Stop coughing into your hand.
I'm gonna cough in your face.
You probably will. You have before. You're going to give me that coronavirus, and then we're going to die. No, but really, we're all probably going to die, everybody. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Oh, God. Are you ready for Cinco de Mayo? The official holiday of Corona.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Their social media guys were having a ball with that.
Oh no, they were trying to get them to change the name. They had a change.org petition that obviously didn't take.
Change.org.
Yeah.
That is what a dumb freaking site.
Nobody ever listens to those petitions.
And like they'll be dumb. They'll be like asking the U.S. government to deport somebody. It's like get over.
I saw one asking them to stop daylight savings time.
I saw one. It was petitioning the government to shut down spiky bits.
Wait, what?
Like,
The
yeah,
government?
the government.
The government? The government? Who?
It's like who made this petition? Like, do you know?
Who?
I don't know who it was. It was like
Who the hell?
I think I showed it to you once.
Did you? I'm kind of incredulous.
But like that's pretty much what change.org is like a way to like people just ask the government to deport somebody that they don't like. Like it never happens obviously because it's freaking illegal. I think all that change.org ever was Obama said he would read something if it reached so many.
Is he the one who started that?
I don't think he started it, but he like kind of utilized it. You know what I mean?
I guess. I'm still hung up on the Spiky Bits one.
Oh yeah.
Who the hell
Probably the
thought
same
that would
people that were
work?
arguing over like what brushes Duncan used versus like Darren Latham and having conspiracy theories.
Why the hell do they think the government would give a flying shit? Like, okay, anyway.
Welcome to Warhammer.
Dear Mr. President, I know you're busy, but if you could find
This
it.
is super important.
Dear Santa, this year I want you to cancel Spiky Bits. I've been a really good boy this year. I've been really loyal to the Emperor. And if you could find it in your heart
What is this accent we're doing now?
to cancel Spiky Bits.
This accent of a person on the internet that hates things and makes
Yes, this is
change.org petitions.
They come from hatethingsland.com. Hatelandia.
Is it in Rhode Island?
They're from Hatelandia. No, it's near Rhode Island.
It's one of those tiny square states.
Exactly. It's up there in the northeast corner of the United States,
And they all talk like this and they hate everything for no reason.
and they think the government cares that they hate things, and so they write all these letters and change.org petitions.
Jeez. The government.
I should write change.org petitions about how much I hate Tyler Perry movies.
You could probably find one.
Ooh.
Test this theory. There is a change.org petition. About
You know
that.
what, everybody? Excuse me for a moment.
There-
I don't even know. I don't even know.
There's
Alex,
probably one to deport Rebel Wilson because she's not funny. There's like
oh my god.
you could have a ball.
Spiky Bits, or not Spiky Bits, oh my god, Alex Stefan is asking what Spiky Bits did. That's the thing. Spiky Bits probably just existed.
It's like a news rumors site for Warhammer and stuff.
Yeah, and this person apparently doesn't like them, and he wants the government to have them shut down.
I mean,
Tyler
like, regardless what the subject
Perry
matter is, I'm just saying that like petition or a change.org is like for angry people.
Oh,
that-
here's one telling him to stop stigmatizing people with HIV.
Who?
Tyler Perry.
Seems like the government's gonna say, "Oh, we need to stop what we're doing about this coronavirus and really get on Tyler Perry about."
Oh, here's one though. Tell Tyler Perry not to kill off Medea.
Oh, wow. There we go.
I'm gonna read this one real fast. I'm sorry, everybody, and then we will return to wargaming and painting and such. Tyler Perry has decided that he will kill off Medea. Me, like many other people, Medea is family to us all. No matter how bad the trauma that we go through or have been through, we can always turn Medea to make us smile and laugh, and please don't take that from us. Don't take that from us.
Wow.
Don't. Look at this picture, Brian. Sorry, everybody.
Oh my god.
You see it?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I hope that was fun, everybody. I'm sorry. I dislike Tyler Perry movies. I just do.
I do like the Nelson Mandela vibe they're giving in that painting.
But I think it was a bad like Photoshop of some lace over her face, like she's supposed to be dead. I'm gonna go grab some shade real fast. I'll be back. As I throw some shade.
Change.org, everybody. If you're ever bored at work, you probably get away with looking at it.
Dude, if you're ever bored, read the personal section on frickin' whatchamacallit.
What is it?
What's that one website? The shady one, Craigslist.
Craigslist, yeah.
The Misconnections is great. I know the music just decided it's done playing.
Your computer just dinged, so I think somebody.
Oh, I got a raid. Hi, Soshi. Hi. Hello.
Oh, it's Shoshi?
Yes.
Hey,
Hey.
Soshi.
Hey, what's up? And thank you for the follower. Yes, Mark Goodwin, I see you all. My apologies. Hello. I was off getting some shade.
Are you about to throw some shade now?
Yes. You ever go to shake the paint bottle with the lid open? Have you ever almost done this thing?
Almost.
I never actually have. Thank God.
I've done it when it's like not all the way closed.
Have you ever like opened it and like I should shake this and you're like at the last second like wait as your hands like beginning the motion you're like oh fuck. This has almost happened many a time.
I'm like almost
Hi
out of them outfits
Soshi. Flicks IR. Aw, no, she didn't mean to miss you. She catches everybody. You're almost out of what, baby?
MDF bits to put on this.
Baby, what will you do?
Make more.
Make more NDF bits.
What was Shoshi working on?
What were you working on today, Miss Shoshi? Not Soshi, like I always want to call you, because I can't do words. Words are hard. Talking is difficult. And see, look, she caught you. She said hi. Oh, there we go. And yes, everyone, my frames have been dropping like mad. I don't want to pay more for our internet because I feel like it's not going to go any faster if we do. You know what I mean, babe?
It means we can call and complain like even more like.
But I don't want a discount, which is what they're going to try to offer us. Like, I want actual working internet.
I don't want anyone coming in our house right now, basically. So if they could like flip a switch and give us better internet for like an extra $20, like $20 a month, why not?
Oh God.
I'm not sure that's how it works, but like
I don't
if
think
it
it
does,
does.
that's an easy sale.
I like how you had a doctor's appointment scheduled for today that I totally called and canceled because I'm like, do you really want to go to the doctor's office right now? Like, not that I don't believe the doctors are like thoroughly sanitizing.
I was at White Meadow Games yesterday, and I asked if I could buy a little $2 can of primer, like hardware store primer. And the kid was like, "Oh, like what? Why don't you stop at the store on your way home?" I was like, you can pretty much sell that can of primer for whatever you want right now. I don't want to go
Oh
to the
God,
store.
we went to the actual grocery store last night. I took a shower as soon as we got home. Like, you mostly messed around with kit bitsing and schmoozing. Also worked on a model for Hand of Glory minis, but you didn't get a lot done, but you had fun. And that's always fun. Like, that's how I made, where did it go? Whatever the hell this is. I haven't decided what I'm gonna call it yet, and it's like completely not done being painted. But I basically just started gluing Sylvaneth bits to a Kingdom Death Witch Disciple body, and that's how that happens. So kit bashing's always fun, even if it's not productive. You never know. You always come back to them later. You know, like I've got several.
You find the perfect bit to finish something later on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But like multiple half-finished kit bashes like sitting around, because like you ever start working on one and like you realize like the idea you had for it you don't like so much, and so like you take it apart again and you have like all these half cut up bits, and then later on you're like, oh yeah. Oh, thank you for following, Map Diz. Hey everybody, I can't talk, words are hard, so if I mispronounce your screen name, I am super sorry. I work in collections and I call people all day, and I swear, like, I mispronounce people's names so badly. So badly. But that's the thing, like, people with, like, difficult to pronounce names, like, they know it's difficult to pronounce, and I try to say it right, and if I, like, butcher it really bad, I'll go back and try it again. And it's probably not right, but it sounds more right. Did you ever do that? Like, try to say somebody's name, like, 3 different ways on a voicemail, and you're like, this sounds like it could be a name. You get them on the phone, they're like, no, it's not. And you're like, oh. That's my dad. What did you say? Okay, have fun. Brian's leaving us, everybody. But yeah, my rule of thumb is if I can try to say it correctly, I will. What I'm trying to do right now, I did his base coat in that contrast black Templar. So right now I'm trying to go back with the black and add some blue. So I'm doing Sarcelle Toscone, or wait, Tuscan Teal. There we go. There's 3 different names for it on here. He'll be back. He'll be back. Don't worry. He's drifting around the house. Which is basically why I decided to stream today. Like, we were both just kind of drifting around the house, like, working on miniatures and stuff anyway. So I was like, sure, I might as well be vaguely productive with it. We were discussing how long, like, this self-imposed quarantine can last before we start going stir crazy. They give us about a week. Yeah. Excuse me, everybody. And my allergies have been acting up, like, real bad. And so, like, I'm like, oh God, am I dying? Or is it just seasonal allergies? Like, what could it be? Oh no. Pretty sure it's just allergies. But, you know. But yeah, so she, like, pretty much we've just been, like, hanging out, like, watching a lot of reality TV. I've been watching that Love at First Sight show. It's a hot mess. I just witnessed my first couple breakup on there. It was hilarious. Like, it got so bad, like, so fast. And for me, that's, like, a benchmark of good reality TV. Is how terrible is it? But yeah, I'm trying to do this blue in here because I don't like just flat black. Like, it's part of why I opted to use the contrast on this. With the miniature coming primed in white, like, it definitely gives you that option if you do just want to get in there with the contrast as opposed to having to prime it white. Which, something about white primer for me, it just never works out. Like, I swear it's like a different consistency than like black primer. I could have, now that I think about it, primed it in blue and then done the black contrast. That would have been interesting, except A, it's already primed, and B, the blue primer does this thing where it comes out kind of smidge on the glossy side. Just a smidge. I had a cough and share something. It's like, everyone stay away from me. I know. My coworker, he might have it, and I was talking to him the other day, and love him to death, but he spit and it landed on my hand, and I'm like, oh god, nobody come near me. But yes, they seem like they're the only couple on there that's gonna work. And I think I got to the episode they were still all on the island. They had just started hanging out together, and then I fell asleep. That's where I am right now. It's been like, I usually watch shows a lot faster than this, except like Brian hates this show and will not watch it with me. So like, I've just like, I watch it when he's not around. Like, he really hates this show. Like, I'll have it on and he's like, please turn this off. I'm not saying something because he'll sit there and watch freaking America's Next Top Model with me, but he won't watch Married at First Sight. I gotta show him that breakup though. Like, that was crazy. And I think like after he sees that, he'll watch it. I think he just didn't like the part where they were in the pods because it's so like lovey-dovey and all that. Except for what's his face? Not Carlton, but what's his name? No, not Brandon. I can't think of the guy's name. It's not Harvey, but it's something with an A in it like that. And he is the worst. He is the absolute worst, this guy. And the girl who wound up getting with him, like, she seems like she's terrible in her own way. But, like, also, like, she's in for a very rude awakening. Because that one girl seems like she's totally going to try to hit on him, knowing good and well that he's taken. Just, oh my god, these people. But yes, Miss Sochi, what else have you been up to? How else have things been? There we go. Now we got a little color to our black. Barnett, yes. Oh my god. Oh my god. He is the worst. He is so crappy, dude. And like, I really do feel for the first girl he was with. The second girl, like, if a guy does that, like, even to another girl when he's dating you, like, he's probably gonna treat you crappy as well. And like, this girl does not even realize what she's in for. Like, seriously. So much of him is just black, and I'm trying to come up with ways there. So he's got like blues and like tans to him as well. And like, I really want to make sure I capture that because I hate just doing flat colors, even if he is just mainly that one color. So I'm gonna let that blue on his wings dry. I'm gonna have to do something a little different to his scales though. I think maybe a little bit of green on the scales. Barnett actually gets better, but Jessica's a hot mess. And Jessica's the chick who wound up with him, right? Oh god, Messica. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's really awful. Funny, but awful. Like, I need for her to not be that big of a train wreck that you get a nickname about it. And I want to ask what she does, but I also don't want to know. Like, I want to see firsthand this, like, train wreck. And it's kind of misleading, and that's part of why it's taken me so long. Like, I blame Brian, but, like, you get in there, and the first couple episodes are literally like, oh, we're sitting in the pods, we're in love, woo! And I'm like, when is this gonna start? Like, when is this gonna catch fire? When is the dumpster fire gonna start? Like, that's what I'm here for. Because, like, online, I was reading about it and everybody was promising that it was so crazy. And then you get in there and you start watching, and you're like, oh, these are just people who can't find love in real life. Okay. And then you, like, start watching a little bit more and you start seeing why. And then you're like, oh, this makes perfect sense. Okay, I get why you're alone. It's because you're awful. Jessica is the wine swilling one who wound up with Mark, was still. Oh, her! Oh, yeah. Yeah. So it was really awkward when they were having that party when they were on the island or whatever. And she, like, walks up to him. She's all like, hi. And then he's like, oh, no hard feelings. He's like, yeah, no hard feelings. Like, no, you still totally, like, have all the feelings, hard or no, towards him. And like this is gonna be a disaster just a little bit, because say they had met in real life, say all of this had happened in real life, unless there was some freak accident, the first thing you did together as a couple would not be going on this like honeymoon trip with like the guy's let's call it what it is, with his ex, who he almost wound up with and almost proposed to like 2 days ago. Like, that's not how that should work. But in this world, I guess, and this, like, don't meet the person before, you get engaged to them. Which, with that first couple, Diamond and Marcus, or Carlton, as Diamond and Carlton, like, you saw the, like, prime example of that, where you should not be going and jumping into these relationships with people you just met. Like, there's been enough 90 Day Fiancé spin-off series that everybody should know this by now, but I guess some people have to learn the hard way. Her baby voice was so weird. See, I don't know if I've witnessed the baby voice yet, to be honest with you. Maybe after I fell asleep last night. I'll watch some more tonight, and then we can discuss these, like, poor trash people. Like, there is, like, a reason why they couldn't find anyone in real life. Like, something is wrong. Something is super, super wrong. And sometimes it's not that anything's wrong. Sometimes it's just you haven't found that person. Like, your job doesn't allow you to meet people, like, where you live, etc. There's reasons, to be fair. But in some cases, it's like, you could meet someone the normal way if you just work on yourself a little bit. Just a smidge. A little smidge. That one guy, the short guy, he was so cute. I haven't seen yet if he's like going to be a jerk or not, but little short guy. His fiance partner though was awful. She would not shut up about the age difference. Am I still dropping frames real bad? If I am, guys, please tell me. Like, if it gets unwatchable, I'll go ahead and call it again. My, like, internet's been acting so terrible. Like, really, really, really terrible. But, yeah, like, every other scene where they showed her, she's always like, what about the age difference? What about the age difference? It's like, dude, the only one who cares about this age difference is you. You are the only person. He's got these little gills here. I'm going to go ahead and paint them green. They're probably not called gills on a dragon. I'm thin. I don't know. I'm not that familiar with dragon anatomy. I can hear Brian rustling around upstairs like a giant rat. Are you okay? What you doing? I said, what you doing? Did you try my scones? Or whatever they are? Are they good? Is that what you're eating right now? Oh, I made those Pillsbury, the things that, crescents, that's what they are, not scones, with the apple filling. And they're really good. They look terrible because I can't roll things correctly, apparently. But anyway. Mark and Jessica equals Messica. Oh, I get it now. I see what they did there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So the wine swilling one is the age difference one. Oh my god. Gotcha. So after Barnett broke her heart, Jessica wound up with okay. Okay, I follow. I follow. Like, she made that such a big deal. Like, dude. Like, have a little self confidence, or I don't even know if that's what it was. There we go. Get a little blue on his claws there. Not quite a highlight. Not supposed to be a highlight. I found highlights are very hit or miss for me. I could try actually using a better brush. We have good brushes now, and like I don't know what it is, but like I like don't like to use them. I don't know why. It's like you get used to using a certain brush and you're just like that is your go-to brush and the thing will be frayed beyond all belief, but like oh, you've been watching it before the 90 days. Oh my god. So I've seen one of those seasons, I think. It's on a Hulu, so like I don't watch it on regular TV, so I'm behind. But the last one I saw was the last season that didn't have Nicole and Asin in it. Hey Brian, what was the last season of Before the 90 Days we saw? Before the 90 Days. Baby. Anyway. Anyway. Well, they do. They do. Oh, I'm bad at them too. Don't worry. Don't worry. That's why I dry brush so much, to be honest. But I'm trying to do more highlights. 2020 was going to be the year I'm going to do a bunch of great stuff. For right now, I'm just settling on doing highlights correctly. Like, let's start there with that, and then we'll, like, go from there. Like, I'm trying to get it where you can see it. I'm doing the highlights, like, on the claws right now, and I want it to be not quite black, like, have a bluish tint to it, but, like, I feel like I'm going too heavy with the blue. Let me thin that a little bit. It's always weird, I find, working with contrast paints and then coming back and doing like highlights over them. Because like I feel like you lose a little bit of the coolness of the contrast paints there. I don't know. Maybe it's just my own ineptness as an artist, I could say. Probably is. That one actually looks okay, I think. His wing is in the way there. I'm sorry, everybody. Struggle noises. Let's get down in his inner thigh there. See, this is why I don't like using the nice brushes, because I'll start doing like a bunch of detail work and I feel like I'm overusing them. Like I should go back to like using a crappy brush. Even if it is like the right kind of brush for what I'm trying to do, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. And there we go. Oh, we got some flash on there. I don't understand why they're pre-primed if they still have flash on them. She'll have to go back and remove that.
How goes it?
It goes. I'm trying to do highlights on his foot. Highlights is something that's always kind of I've always kind of struggled with. I don't know why.
Hello, Marty. Hello, Marty.
What do you think so far?
This is the little dragon?
He is.
He's looking good.
You're making that face where you don't like something.
No, I'm struggling to see it from here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Here. Hi, everybody, it's my arm.
Oh, that's nice.
You don't care.
I care so much.
It's not Warhammer, so you don't care.
I do.
It's cute, so you don't care. Brian doesn't like cute things.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Who all we got in that chat?
I play some D&D, yes, and I actually, over here, right next to me, I have the GM manual, because I'm going to try to learn how to GM, and oh god, it's going to be bad, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try. We're going to see what happens. Oh boy.
You can do a campaign with your siblings, right?
If I can get them to, yes. If I can get them to be allowed to.
I'm sure they would.
I'm sure they would too, but are they allowed?
You gotta talk to your dad.
Yeah, I know.
Explain what it is.
I know.
It's that talk everyone has with their parents, or at least of our generation.
Mom and Dad.
We're not worshiping the devil. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons. I'm a wizard.
The funny thing is, he's into all that. Like, he was into, like, what was it, Heavier Metal, that movie? He used to have all that long hair. He grew up to be lame. No, he likes squigs. He likes squigs. Brian loves squigs. He's
Who
always...
said I don't like squigs?
No, he's asking if you don't like squigs, because I said you don't like cute things. He doesn't like cute things that are not gross in some way. Like, squigs are
Squigs
cute.
like run around farting and stuff, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah, he likes...
I like that kind of...
He likes that kind of cute.
They
Like,
hop
ew,
around and...
look, it's gross. Oh, look, it just shit on the floor and then ran off laughing. It's adorable.
It just ate the Goblin Rider.
And then pooped him out. So that's like Brian's idea of cute. And see, that's the thing, like, Warhammer has cute stuff in it. Oh, he's gonna get the Warcry box with the squig hoppers. Isn't that the one you got?
No, we got the Battle Force. We got the Gloomspike. We have like that and then some, I think, with that kit. We got the trolls that came with it too.
And he's all like, do you want to paint one? They're super cute. And I look at them, they're like not cute at all.
They are.
No, they're not. They look like little mean pigs.
With like 2 legs and just kind of
Yeah,
don't have any front
little
arms.
2-legged pigs
What's wrong with that?
that are mean.
Not necessarily. They're moody. That might mean 1 second.
I feel like they act like Marty.
He's gonna hop around.
No. I saw the worst thing online the other day.
What did you see?
Somebody posted a picture of a chicken in a wheelchair and how like people are paying money to help it get better and they're learning how to recuperate. It had like little wheels attached and its little legs were all dangling. It's learning how to walk again. And someone's like, stop wasting my taxpayer money and put that in the fryer. It was funny, but it was very awful. Very, very.
So it's a chicken with no legs?
No, it has legs. They were just dangling like limply off to. It was like learning how to walk. It was in like chicken rehab.
Did it get hit crossing the road?
I don't know. Probably.
He didn't laugh.
I did not. It was sad. The person's response was mean because people are terrible. Apparently, you're terrible too.
I'm not terrible.
Did you be mean?
It was a legitimate question. It was clearly paralyzed or something.
You remember that house we looked at with the fucking chickens?
Yeah.
We were like house shopping a couple years back when we bought this place. And this house we looked at had a bunch of chickens across the street.
That wandered into the yard of the house we were in.
They were just like freely roaming this neighborhood.
It was like a normal neighborhood. It wasn't like farmland or anything.
I don't think it had an HOA.
Definitely not.
What are the HOA letters like? We require you to contain your chickens.
Ours?
No, I said, can you imagine the HOA letter?
Ours specifically says you can't have like certain animals. And
I like
stuff.
how the HOA owner has like a pink angel, a pink spray painted angel in her front yard.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about anything in this neighborhood.
I know.
They'll never come after us.
I know. If they do, that's gonna be the first words out of my mouth. Is like, you know,
Her
you have
dog like attacked us too.
like the first words out of my mouth are gonna be, you know, you have a pink spray painted angel in your front yard,
And
right?
a couch that was sitting in your driveway
For
like
months.
8 months.
Like, and I'm not
Like,
even
babies were like conceived and born in the amount of time this couch was.
like Marty got so familiar with that couch, like it was just there. Like it was just
Dogs
like
just
that.
peeing on it all the time.
Well, I'm sure that's where it originated. Like, she has a bunch of dogs, and that's why it was outside. Oh, yeah, dude. Every single event, and with good reason. Stay inside. It is not worth it. Oh, hey, look, the music decided to come back. But, like...
Just randomly.
Hey, just like, hey!
Techno, alright!
Did you guys miss me?
But, like, seriously, like, the last thing people need... The last thing people need is to like freaking be out and about with everybody right now, especially at these gaming conventions. Like seriously, all jokes aside about like gamer BO and everything, like that's too many people in too small of a space. And con crud is a thing, and this is like con crud times 1,000.
This is space AIDS.
Oh my god, is it?
AIDS from outer space.
What if, like, okay, so roll with the idea for a second that aliens created human beings. Like, what if they're like, you know what, screw this project, we're done. They got too stupid. Have you guys been able to buy toilet paper? You get a break, you get to catch up on stuff. Hopefully. Hopefully. But this is America, and, you know, they're not trying to let anybody stay home or anything, so at what point does the break come? Does society break down before we, like, get to stay home? Like, do we just skip the fun part and go straight to, like, the Mad Max portion? Oh, God. What?
The only currency is toilet paper.
Yes, so what if it's, like, Mad Max? Instead of water, though, it's literally just, like, toilet paper.
And everyone's, like, super smelly and shit.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, you can make soap out of, like, fat. You gonna help me render animal fat into soap?
Yeah, but you can't wipe with that.
You can just, like, bathe every time you shit. Every single time. Let's all just switch to the bidet system, like that. That restaurant, baby.
Huh? Oh my god, yeah.
There's a restaurant, I'm not going to say the name, because I like this restaurant, and I want them to do well, but, like, they, like, post the most random stuff. Like this one, they're a restaurant, keep in mind, and they're talking about how we should all start using bidets, and I'm like, you're a restaurant, guys. You're a restaurant. Nobody wants to hear about bidets at your restaurant. My music's gone again. It left again. You buy toilet paper in bulk since we live out in the sticks, so you're set up for quite a while. There you go. You guys got on that early Costco train. There's like lines to get into Costco here. And like it's a Costco. How do you have lines to get into Costco?
What do you do once you're in?
You need those
You
3
walk
shells, Brian. Alex Stefan said he needs those 3 shells from Demolition Man.
The 3 shells?
The 3 shells that are never explained. But what were you saying? I'm sorry. You need the what?
Those 3 shells bother me to this day. I forgot what I was saying. The 3 shells just...
So here's what I think you do, right? So you got your 3 shells, and you make a clamp like this,
You pinch it off.
and then you take the 3rd shell, and you scrape off any remaining residue. Well, but then you gotta wash the shells after. So you know that the whatchamacallit cup that you shove up in your vagina, the Diva cup.
The Diva cup.
You have to wash it. So, like, you're just in the bathroom washing out your blood cup, and you got somebody over here next to you in the other sink washing their 3 shells.
Washing the dookie out of my shells over here.
Do you have your own shells that you carry with you, or does like, so you go to the bathroom at like Sheets? Does it have like reusable shells in there that you have to trust that the person ahead of you washed off sufficiently?
Oh.
How do you guarantee that you're not getting recycled shells?
Wait, are there new shells every time?
That's what I'm saying. Do they just dump them back in the ocean and pick up some more shells, and that's like the sterilization process? Really, Faye? Really? These are important questions. They should be...
People need to know.
They do. You should write to the writer of that script and be like, hey, out of curiosity.
Kidnap Sylvester Stallone and tell him, what are the 3 shells for? Goddammit.
What if he was just in the bathroom and like,
I don't even know.
there's toilet paper and he misses the toilet paper and he just sees these 3 like decorative shells and he uses them. What if you had a guest over to your house and you had some some fucking shells in your bathroom and they wipe their ass on them and you're like, what would your reaction be? Because mine would be like, how? Like, first of all, don't wipe your ass on my shells. Second of all, like, how? We play the what if game sometimes and Brian doesn't want to play with me.
Yeah, a lot of what ifs. The what ifs just go down this rabbit hole and you just have to stop.
You do it too. He gets bored and he runs around clapping and yelling as loud as he can.
At the dog, yeah.
These cheerleading chants at our dog.
Yeah.
So I'm allowed to play the what if game. We can both be annoying in this scenario.
Cheerleading chant.
Seriously, and he does it as loud as he can. Or like sometimes...
How else will the dog know that I love him? He's my dog. He understands excitement. That's...
So he gets these pep cheers. These loud pep cheers. It's usually...
You have to like run up to him like with your arms in the air all creepy so...
And he'll like be laying there like quiet, the dog will, and I'll be laying there quiet, and Brian will like run upstairs. Like, I'm not gonna do it because it's so loud. It's so like... And then he says I'm loud. He complains about me being loud, and I'm like, oh my god. You're that Italian loud.
I'm not loud, I'm not yelling. We're having a discussion.
Oh, there's a bald spot in the back of his head. Shit. Are your parents back from the airport yet?
No, they're crazy.
His parents are picking their friends up at the airport, and it's like...
Like, I called them to say, alright, like, do one of those Walmart, pickup things. Fill up a cart, I'll go pick it up so you don't have to... Because my parents are older, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'll pick it up so you don't have to go in. I'll drop off whatever goods you need for the next 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. But, we can't. We gotta pick up Galen and Ray from the airport. Like, are you serious? You're like 75 years old. There's a pandemic, and you're going to the airport right now. Like, I tried. I don't know what else to do, man. These boomers, I tell
Went
you.
golfing yesterday. At least Fifi knows to stay inside. Fifi knows she has respiratory issues. Fifi's my grandma. Like, Fifi knows to keep her butt indoors. She only has 2 people to come over. And I told her to make those 2 people wash their hands. Every single time. Not wear their shoes in the house. Because Fifi really can't get it. Fifi has respiratory issues. She had leukemia.
Is it like trashy enough?
Yeah, it looks very trashy. It looks like it just snowed on a bunch of like toxic waste.
Put a bunch of those MDF
Looks very nice.
chips.
Very nice.
This is gonna take probably next, I don't know, 12 hours to dry.
Oh boy.
Your camera.
Your grandma could barely leave his house yesterday to the bookstore, and I'm like, why? Indeed, why? This is why I am an avid book reader, and I love physical books, and I'm afraid of ebooks because I'm like, one day we're going to lose access to all of our accounts and like not have any of our books. But this is like a real argument for buying ebooks. Alex Stefan's grandma, who never leaves the house, decided to go buy books at the bookstore yesterday.
What a time to buy books.
I need to buy books right now. This cannot possibly wait. I need to go right now.
See, my grandma sent somebody out for her.
Which is still like when that person goes out and you come in contact with them, that's still.
I know! But this is the best we're going to get, Brian Paul. This is the best we are going to get, so we are going to take it and pray. Especially for your parents, because I need them to freaking stop, like, going to
They're
there.
acting crazy with this shit.
You're so stubborn. I was telling Brian, though, us introverts have inherited the earth. Like, what's that? You wanted to make plans? We can't. It's coronavirus.
The CDC suggests settling indoors with a small project. Yes. Go on.
What's that? Inside for several weeks? Like, okay. I didn't get outside.
Cancel sporting events, you say?
All the sporting events?
That's funny. Like, we're not sports people. I'm sorry. And I think it's
I
hilarious.
don't feel bad for anybody.
I think it's
they're
a
all
little
getting
bit
paid
hilarious, but
I mean, people in the stadiums aren't. That's a different story.
yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, people are getting reinfected too. So you get it once, that's not it. He said it's going to be interesting seeing a bunch of movies flop soon. It's going to be interesting seeing a lot of everything flop soon. Like a whole lot of
What's
everything.
the next Marvel movie coming out?
I don't know.
I want to see that shit flop. Whatever.
Marvel's preemptive enough. They're just going to put that shit on like Disney Plus and
Marvel
be like,
probably
there you go.
like they're like Disney probably designed the coronavirus to
Make everybody watch Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's probably their design.
It was them all along.
What if it's Walt Disney like down there in his Oh god. Oh, what social distancing is your everyday during the winter? Social distancing is me every day, all day. Like my lunch breaks, I specifically have various hiding places around the building at work where other people don't go, where I go to eat my lunch and like be alone.
Don't you in a stairwell or something sometimes?
No, shush. If you tell, dude, you don't know who's watching. Like seriously, and that's my prime hiding place. Like people are gonna start turning up there, and I'm gonna be like so mad, and I'm gonna like I have to go find a new place. Like God fucking damn it. He said some new Vin Diesel movie came out. Like what Vin Diesel movie?
Valiant Comics. I forget the guy's name.
Bloodshot.
Bloodshot. That's it.
What is that?
He's like got nano machines. He's like invincible.
Oh.
And he's got like nano machines in him.
Oh. Eh. On the other hand, during the summer, our income is dependent on tourism, so this is going to be really bad. Yeah, like Brian and I were planning on taking our honeymoon to like Italy or the UK here in the next like couple months, and now that is completely.
I'm so glad we didn't book anything.
Dude.
We were about to.
Dude. Like even just like basic cruises and stuff. Like I don't want to be near other people. Like I don't want to be like in airports.
It has nothing to do with travel restrictions, really. It's like you just don't want to risk it, you know.
Like we went to a buffet the other weekend, and oh god, like. I still feel like that was a terrible idea.
Well, that's where my dad wanted to go for his birthday, so.
The Brazilian steakhouse. Buffet. Like, everybody's gonna catch this. But, like, my industry, for example, like, I work in banking. So, like, I do collections for a bank. We can't close down completely. Like, we just can't. Like, He's basically Dominic Toretto, but with superpowers. So he's the guy from Fast and the Furious. So I just saw those for the first time, like
You saw the first one, right?
yeah, like for the first time a couple of months ago, we were putting them on. You remember there was a few nights there where we just kind of put it on in the background.
Yeah.
That was yeah, that was my first time I ever saw it, and oh my god, those movies are terrible. Those movies are terrible.
You saw the first one.
I saw like the first 4 of them. Remember?
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got to like Tokyo Drift. Like you would leave the room, but no, we watched a lot of them, and they were all really, really bad.
It was the time.
It clearly.
I mean, like, I'm not saying they were ever good movies, but they definitely captured my high school years.
I'm sure they did.
It's like the American Graffiti of our generation.
Is that the plastic bag movie?
Plastic Bag. No. American Graffiti was actually George Lucas. Is that like it's in the 70s?
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
Cars.
Yeah. No, I was thinking about the freaking one with Kevin Spacey.
It was like teenagers in cars, basically.
Yeah, you told me about this. Speaking of Kevin Spacey, I saw this really weird
American
Twix
Beauty.
commercial with Kevin Spacey.
He was in it.
Yeah, he was on this Twix commercial, and I'm like, wow, Twix.
Whoa.
Like, okay, Twix.
Was the joke something about him being a creep?
No, it was about, like, the left side and right side of Twix. I'm like, but Twix, you realize, like, it's too soon. Like, he has not faded from the public conscious sufficiently for you to be out
That's
here.
a shame. I always liked Kevin Spacey.
Well, Twix likes Kevin Spacey, apparently. You know what I don't like? I've decided those Tanya Harding commercials where there's capitalizing off of her being sad and broke.
That's yeah.
Started doing this white highlight on this, and now I hate it. See everybody. See what I did there? I done fucked up. I quit your job at our health clinic last summer for this tourism job. On one hand, I'm happy not working at the clinic during this BS. On the other hand, it would have been more financially secure. That sucks. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Like, he quit his, like, healthcare job for this, like, tourism industry job. All the industries are, like, about to be for real screwed.
Like everything's gonna hurt. Every government in the world's gonna have to pass some kind of stimulus package.
Like, trade is
and
fucked.
You know what? This is the first trial, really, of universal income. The countries that do it and the countries that don't, seeing like what works, what doesn't. The plus side of it, anyway. You know what I mean?
Seeing where we suck, but the shitty thing is, like, this isn't a stress test. Like, this is like,
It has to happen. Yeah.
like, this is real.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid of, like, if you can get reinfected, like, it's never gonna go away.
They have to get a cure. Basically.
Well, they have a cure.
Vaccine.
They said they'll have a cure in like a year and a half. But I am sorry, Daka Flocka Flame. I really am. Like, working in collections, especially, like, I'm about to see a lot of people, like, really, really hurting over this. And it's gonna be really shitty. It's gonna be real shitty. I mean, they're talking about all these bailout packages and stimulus packages and all this for everyone, but it's not going to do anything for, like, not blue collar, but, like, middle class people and, like, lower class people. Like, it's not going to help. You know? You know? So I just got to do his eyes, his little eyes there. I want to do a highlight of some kind on his horns. Maybe the gray? Maybe the gray. But yeah. This is not good, but at least it's a stress test in preparation for a pandemic that kills healthy people. Yeah. Is it really like. It's a stress test, but it's also like kind of a like disaster. Like it's kind of like a full scale like this is not a test, like this is real. Like how screwed are we going to be? And based off the fact that we reacted by going out and buying the shit out of everything that we don't need, making sure that the people who did actually need this disaster to get wrapped up in any kind of a, productive, meaningful way, we prevented them from having access to this stuff. It does not bode well, and I'm really, really not impressed. And I'm just speaking for America here, I'm not speaking for the rest of the world. But hey, at least I don't have to leave the house, right? Yeah. Like even after all of this is over, like the economics of it are just like I have stock, right? Like I have a very little bit of stock from work. And my stock has just plummeted. Plummeted. Like it wasn't a lot to begin with, and now it's really not a lot, and I'm just like, damn, I'm glad that wasn't a lot of money to start out with. Otherwise, I'd be really upset right now, but as it is, it's just kind of like, well, fuck. Guess that's gone. So I got that highlight on there. There's a couple spots I'm going to clean up here with the contrast black Templar. A little bit there. Alright. There we go. Just kind of dab that off a little bit there. A little dab there. I went on that a little bit too heavy. I'm going to touch that up with the blue, I think. I don't know. So basically, I just got to do the eyes. That was an easy paint. Well, no, I need to do his tail too. I forgot. Bye, Daka Daka Flame. Go feed the farm animals. Go tell them all I said hello. I hope they're good. I hope they're well. I'm about to actually go here myself here in a sec. I'm going to go and put this blue on and then get back to wandering vaguely around the house. Continuing the self-quarantine. I'm telling you guys, though, if things get worse, they're going to put kids to work since they aren't really affected. Yeah. Oh, God. Sort of the Hunger Games that send your kid to work for every day. Because they're fine and we're not. That would be interesting, though. That would be an interesting, fictional society, at least, where, like, you only work until the age of, like, 18 or whenever the virus really starts to take effect. And then, like, you have to retire. It's, like, mandatory that you retire. That you retire and reproduce. To supply an ample labor force. That would be really interesting. Shitty if that actually happens, mind you.
Alright, let's see if I can paint the ground without fucking up what I've already done on him.
I did notice though, it's like really quiet outside. It's like there's nobody outside like mowing the lawns or anything. Nobody's outside like hanging around, even though it's a nice day, you know? And it's really weird. It's a Friday and like everybody I know is home. And there's a loud ass bird out here just going to town. I'm like right by the window and it's just like freaking out. Oh my god, no. If I don't know if you've ever read A Modest Proposal. I can't think of who it's by. It's an essay, basically, a satire, basically talking about how since I think it was the 1700s, no, it would be the 1800s, perhaps. I haven't read it in forever, but this proposal that since everybody's so poor and since there's such poverty in the cities that they should resort to eating the children, and then went on detailed like lots of different ways to cook and eat your children, etc., and the benefits of eating children for like the rest of society. I feel like we should propose putting all the children to work, like just become like a world of child labor. That way, when the aliens show up, they'll be really upset.
Like, damn, our social experiment with the humans really failed. They have no empathy.
Or, better yet, we could just put everybody on universal income and then have the machines handle the bulk of the labor. While, granted, it would hasten the uprising of Skynet, I think it would be a good solution for our at least temporary problem of COVID-19. There's some miniatures, I swear to God, you can only see certain spots from certain angles, and it's like you keep seeing it when you look at it from that one angle, and you keep missing it, because like it's just impossible to get otherwise unless you're looking at it like straight on like that. I'm trying not to fuck up the actual dragon. I'm also not trying to have these gaping white spots on the ground. Alright. It is like 28 days later. And then, we also have the sequel 28 weeks later, because this is never gonna go away. Oh boy, we're all gonna die. Hey Brian, I'm getting ready to say goodnight. Good night. Would you like to come say goodnight with me? Good night! Are you gonna come out and say goodnight, or is that as good as we're gonna get? Okay. Well, Brian's working in the other room, everybody. I will be back tomorrow. And screw it. For as many days as we wind up quarantined in here, I'll have a stream a day. Don't hold me to that. Anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in. Stay healthy. Keep your butts wiped. I know it's hard because we got, like, Karens out here. That movie, that sequel was so freaking bad. It was so incredibly bad. And I saw it and I didn't realize it was a sequel. I just thought it was a really dumb movie. And then I went